Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel. And look guys, what can I say? It's been a pretty crappy couple of days for most of the DeFi projects. We can look at the charts, most of them kind of look the same. I mean, even Miniverse has been struggling, which has been really surprising to see. So yeah, it's just been a rough, really rough week all around for DeFi. There's been some projects that have been doing okay, but for the most part, they've been down. So it will be very interesting to see how things progress. And tonight we're going to talk about Highpoint. Unfortunately, Highpoint has also had a pretty crappy week. They've been on a downtrend what feels like forever, and they do have some pretty cool announcements that I'm gonna bring up that hopefully will help stabilize things a bit. But yeah, it's been really disappointing to see Highpoint not do what I thought they would do. Until this week, I hadn't sold any tokens. I sold about 25,000 this week. And yeah, I'm going to pick my spots and make sure that I sell here and there. I think I overdid it with my conviction. I thought that this was going to do something similar to what Sphere did, and it just hasn't. And I still plan to be a long time holder. I like some of the things that they're coming up with that we're going to cover in a little bit, but I will be taking my spots here and there, taking profits and making sure that I don't have too much exposure to one asset in comparison to the rest of my holdings. So Highpoint. What is going on with my balance? So I'm at $2,921, and as you can see, I'm now down to 188,000 tokens because I did sell some this week. So only earning about $48 a day now, assuming that the price stays the same. And I mean, that price was like at one point, I think I was at $129 a day at the high point, maybe even more. So it's been a little frustrating for sure to see Highpoint not doing the things that we expected. It really has. So the team is trying to do everything possible to change things around, stabilize things a bit. I mean, the thing about these rebase tokens is that all they have to do is just kind of stay steady. They don't have to go up in price and you'll be more than okay, right? So if things can just stabilize a bit, that would be really exciting. So a couple of things to note. Finally listed on CoinMarketCap, which is good. A lot of people love to see that. CoinGecko is next, probably any day now. So that was good news. And yeah, we're going to need it because if you look at that chart, it is just not looking good. I did draw a trend line there, but TA doesn't really apply to these types of assets all that often. And really just right before I started shooting this video, it just took another giant dump. So not good to see that. And it's just really struggling really since, what date is this? April 7th. It's just been continually on this downtrend. And I thought it was going to stabilize when I shot my last video. I think it was a little bit over 2 cents, and it just didn't. It just hasn't been able to do it. It seemed to have tried, but it just didn't do it. I really thought that this bottom right here was hopefully going to be more of a long-term bottom, but it really wasn't. So as you can see here, it's just more downtrend. You see lower lows. As far as the highs, lower highs. So yeah, it's just been really, really pretty much stuck on this downtrend. Really, it seems like forever. I mean, really from up here. But the latest one, since I thought it was going to bottom out on April 7th, just hasn't really found any kind of strong stability. So we need to see some things happen. The volume, we're 100K over the last 24 hours. Like to see that higher. What's frustrating though is that it was actually around 70K, and then this giant dump happened, and that brought in about another 30K in volume. So we want to see volume, but we don't want to see it because of giant dump. So unfortunately, most of what I see there is not great. Nothing to be too excited about there. However, there are a few announcements that I've wanted to bring up. So first and foremost, the time vault. There's a number of projects stating that they're going to do this. Whoever comes to the market first with this is going to have a huge advantage. So they will have the time vault where you can stake your tokens for either 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. The longer you have them in there, the bigger the APY. And I will say this, I looked at the numbers, and the 1 month one didn't make any sense to me. I think the 1 month APY was, I don't even think it covers the sell fees, which I thought was kind of silly. So I think they should just get rid of the 1 month one. It's just silliness. But all the other ones look pretty solid, and I think will help. What's very cool is that anyone that exits early, those tokens will get burned. So that's what we need, right? That's the giant elephant in the room, is the fact that these tokens, these projects with these types of tokens are all basically it's hyperinflation, and that you have to deal with. So anything that you can help out with as far as burning tokens will help out a bunch. So anyone that exits early, boom, There will be a pretty hefty tax on that, and which will help with bringing a little deflationary goodness to the project. So they're also going to have a launch pad. This launch pad is something that a lot of projects are talking about. Again, same conversation. Whoever comes to the market first with this will have a huge advantage. That pink website, everyone seems to hate it. No one seems to be happy about it. Everyone complains about it, from users to the projects to basically all around. So whoever comes to the market with a decent launch pad first will have a major advantage. So hopefully we'll see that happening very soon. I've heard different dates. First I heard a couple of weeks, then I heard 3 weeks, then I heard 6 weeks. I don't know what the real date is. So just go check out their Discord, stay connected. They'll have announcements hopefully soon, and we'll figure out when it's coming, because I'm not really sure when that date will be. And for the time vault, I also heard the same. I've heard 3 weeks, I've heard 6 weeks. I don't know exactly when it's coming, to be quite honest. But the sooner those come out, the better. So hopefully they're working night and day to get those out as soon as possible, because I think that would help stabilize things a bit. And with the Launchpad, yes, there's going to be a number of projects that are doing it, and hopefully we're not going to see with these launch pads what we saw with like ETHPad and BSCPad and GainPad and VelousPad and all those pads that came out back late last year, where you just had too many launch pads, so the market got congested. So hopefully we won't see that. But I'll tell you what, whoever comes to the market first will have a big advantage, and they may have a slight advantage with something else that they're doing. They're going to have this whitelist marketplace where HPT will be used to buy whitelist spots of upcoming projects. So that is pretty cool. And these tokens that are used to buy the whitelist spots will also be burned. So I really like that. They're coming up with pretty cool ways to bring a little utility to the token, but more importantly, give some deflationary aspect to it as well. And one thing that I did notice, I listened to the AMAs, I read about it. I didn't hear the team really talk about more tie-ins and more synergies to integrate those two initiatives with the Launchpad and the whitelist marketplace. So if any of you guys are watching, HPT team, and this is a paid content, I should have stated at the start of the video. I'm part of the marketing team. If any of them are watching, I would love for them to do more. They just need to do more with tying those two initiatives together. You can do all sorts of things. You can just make it so that this upcoming project, you just make it part of the agreement that if you're going to have the agreement with the whitelist marketplace, that they have to launch on your Launchpad. They can't, you're not going to do this, cool thing with the whitelist marketplace and then they launch somewhere else. So I think they need to do more on the business side of things to ensure that they get the most out of those initiatives, because I didn't hear them talk about any kind of synergies there, and I was disappointed to hear that, because that could be huge if they do it correctly. So, and guys, if you have questions, come to me. I have a ton of business experience. There's just a myriad of different things they can do with that, and they didn't list not one on any of the times that they talked about it. So hopefully there'll be more there, because that could give them a huge advantage over all these other projects that have launch pads, if they tie those two initiatives together. So hopefully those things will help. Hopefully they'll come out as soon as possible. It really sucks to see, my balance keep dropping. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. For those of you that have been looking for a nice spot to get in, I guess this could be one. But look, I have to be honest, even though, I am part of the Highpoint marketing team, what do we talk about on the channel time and time again for the 4 months I've been doing this? You don't want to catch a falling knife. And this is still a pretty nasty downtrend. So we want to see some stability. We just do. So until we see that, it's really hard for me to say, yeah, I would buy more. So I'm not buying more. Like I said, I sold 25,000 tokens last week, and if things don't get better, I'll look for other spots to sell here and there while things stabilize. And then if things stabilize and these announcements become actual initiatives that are happening, then yeah, maybe that could really help stabilize things, and then I would be open to coming in again. But they kind of have to show me. All these announcements are great, but at the end of the day, I don't want it to be like back in 2017 when the big thing was announcement for the announcement, right? I think TRX was known for that time and time again, where they would do an announcement for announcement and then they get like a 10% pump, which is just ridiculous. It's good to announce it. It's good that you're working on it, but let's get it out. Let's get it going. Let's get these things going, because you've been talking about them for a while, and there's other projects that are getting really close to making those things happen. And you want to be the OG with some of these things. So moving forward, I'm going to look to really keep a close eye on this asset and really keep a close eye on what the team is doing. But from what it sounds like, they are working hard trying to make some of these things happen. And yeah, that's about all I have to say, really. It just, very disappointing. Again, I really thought that this project would get to a good start, kind of like Sphere did, and we just haven't seen that happen. And yeah, we'll see what will happen. It's DeFi, anything can happen, and who knows where we'll be in a month or two. So hope that today's content helped in some way. And guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just telling you my moves and trying to be transparent as possible. So trade safe out there, try not to get wrecked, and see you in the next one. Take care.